Okay, devotees, why not maybe Vasant Prabhu can sing Jai Radha Madhava and one of us can recite the Mangalacharana.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, dear devotees, and Prabhujis and Matajis. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. You have given all the emotions of bhakti, Haribol to you. So, devotees, we shall now read a very auspicious invocation mantra, Mangalacharan, and then we'll discuss chapter 7. Today's verse will be 15, so we'll begin from that. But let me first go to Mangalacharan. Okay, Shalini Mataji, you want to recite the Mangalacharan?
Sure, Prabhuji. Om Ajnanatinirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Yena Bhutale Gadāmāḥ Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpadukalana Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Rasahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Tadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhantitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagat Pate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Very nice, Mataji. That was very nice chanting. So, devotees, let's go here. So, we are in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7. It's titled very aptly, Knowledge of the Absolute, which is Krishna. Krishna is absolute. This material world, our senses, all the material, that interaction that we all do, all the gross elements, subtle elements, they're all relative. They're not permanent. Absolute is something when something is permanent, which is Krishna. That is why we are trying to understand what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 7, he started talking about all the energies. How he is the intelligence, how he is the taste, how he is the touch, how is the strength, everything. He is the source of everything. Now, Krishna, obviously, he knows our mind. He is Rishikesha. So now the question comes, if he is everything, we don't know, in this material world, we don't know anybody who is everything. We may know somebody who is rich, but he may not be the strongest person. He may not be, the tallest person. He may not be very intelligent person. So, and that also for a very long time, eternally, right? It's not just for a year or 2 years. We are not used to that. So that is our problem. Krishna is completely spiritual. Material world is completely, matter. We are caught in between. Our soul is part and parcel of Krishna. The body is made up of matter. So there is a tug of war going all the time. So Krishna is saying, what is the problem? Why we cannot understand Krishna when Krishna is everything and everywhere? He himself explains. In 7:13, he mentioned the Tribir Guna, the 3 modes of nature, the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. He says, and he is very beautifully saying in 7:14, Mama Maya Duratyaya, he is saying, this is my energy, this material energy, very powerful. And the only way to come out of it is Mam Eva Ye Prapatyante. Duratya means very difficult. My energy, this particular energy is very difficult. But it can be overcome by surrendering. Krishna is, when we read Bhagavad Gita more and more, I'm sure we all will be very fascinated by the way Krishna is explaining. It's only 700 verses. He's taking each and every minute, element. He's identifying the problem. Immediately, he's talking about the solution also. He knows that we can talk about the problem all the time. In today's world, devotees, you take any leader, they don't explain at all anymore. They will promise you, I'll make you very happy. I'll make you the most successful. Somebody might ask, sir, can you explain what is success? I will tell you something, you'll be the most happiest. But explain what is happiness. They won't do that. Because it's all false promises, right? So Krishna knows that we are caught in this kind of a dilemma. So now he himself is explaining that it is very difficult. We should not underestimate that, somehow I will manage it myself. It's not going to happen. The only way we can come out of this material pressure, the 3 modes of nature, the duality, we are We are experiencing dualities every moment. Couple of hours ago, I was very happy. I don't know what happened. Suddenly my mind changes. I'm down. I'm not positive anymore. Something suddenly everything looks bleak. Somebody did not talk to me properly. Some, misunderstanding with family member. My job is at stake. I'm not getting the promotion. So something suddenly changes. So how do we deal with all those things? Only way devotees again, praadyante, very important. Praadyante here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining surrender to Krishna. Now, this is not the end of the story. Krishna, the next two verses, devotees are very important. Krishna in 7:15, Krishna is going to explain the 4 categories of people that do not surrender. They will not. Nitya Baddhas. Eternally, they don't want to understand Krishna. Birth after birth. But Krishna gives us an opportunity. Manushyanam sahasreshu. After many thousands and thousands of birth, that person has got some realization of what is going on, and Krishna will help him. Let us read 7:15. Who are those 4 categories that do not want to surrender? They don't want to understand Krishna. 7:16 is also very important. It talks about the 4 categories of people who will approach Krishna. But first, let's see who don't want to approach Krishna. Devotees, are there any questions so far? Okay. Silence, sometimes it can be taken as a positive. So far there is no question. Let's jump on to 7:15, devotees. Devotees, who would like to read?
I can read.
Yeah, you may, but let us first find out if somebody else.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yeah, please.
Bhagavad Gita 7.15. Namam duṣkṛtino mūḍhāḥ praadyante narādhamāḥ māyayāpahṛta-jñānā āsuraṁ bhāvam āśritāḥ.
Very nice, Mataji. Can Prabhu read? Maybe I'm seeing our.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Namananda. Yeah, please.
Namam duṣkṛtino mūḍhāḥ praadyante narādhamāḥ māyayāpahṛta-jñānā āsuraṁ bhava āśritāḥ.
Very nice, Prabhu. Very nice. Shalini Mataji, if I may ask our Pavan Prabhu to read this, and then we will all take turn reading the synonyms and translation.
Naman duṣkṛtino mūḍhāḥ prādyante narādhamāḥ māyayāpahṛta-jñānā āsuraṁ bhāvam āśritāḥ. Sorry, Guruji, that's I'm learning.
No. We are all learning, Prabhu. We are all aspiring, learning. And the main thing is just at least we are, gathering to learn. That is the biggest thing. And Krishna understands that. Only one quick point, if I may kind of tell you. Whenever you see an upper stroke here, Prabhu, the cursory thing, you have to little bit extend that. For example, this is not M-A-M, man. It should be mom. Okay? You have to extend the A little bit. Same thing Prabhu. Also, it is not mūḍhāḥ. It is mūḍhāḥ. Mūḍhāḥ. Mūḍhāḥ means an ignorant. We will read that here. Okay, so something like that. Nara. It's not Nara. Nara also you can say, but when they are putting an upper cursor, it means it is Nara. Actually, it is narādhamāḥ. Okay, so devotees, who can read the synonym translation? One devotee can read the synonyms and translation. This is quite a long purport. So if I may suggest, at least 3 devotees can read this easily. About or even 4. Each devotee can take 2 paragraphs. It's a nice, it's a very spiritual thing to read, to hear Bhagavad Gita, to read, to understand is even much better. So why not we do that? One devotee can read the synonym translation.
Yeah, I can read.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Na not mam unto me, duṣkṛtinos, miscreants, mūḍhāḥ, foolish, praadyante, surrender, narādhamāḥ, lowest among mankind, māyayāpahṛta, by the illusory energy, āpahṛta, stolen, jnāna, whose knowledge, āsuraṁ, demoniac, bhāvam, nature, āśritāḥ, accepted. Translation by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Thank you.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Very bold for that. I'm seeing Shama Karuna Devi Dasi. So, Mataji, is it the first time you are participating or
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. I'm participating for the first time.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. All glories
Dandavat Pranams, Prabhuji. All glories to Prabhupada.
Mataji is our Pawan Prabhuji's mother, Prabhuji.
Oh,
Hare
okay.
Krishna.
Sorry. Mataji, please forgive my ignorance.
No, Prabhuji. That's okay.
You are a very senior devotee. I for not recognizing you. I didn't. The name didn't. Reflect immediately.
That's okay.
Mataji, would you like to read maybe the first 2 paragraphs, or at least the first paragraph?
Okay. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that simply by surrendering oneself unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality, Krishna, one can surmount the stringent laws of material nature. At this point, a question arises. How is it that educated philosophers, scientists, businessmen, administration, and all the leaders of ordinary men do not surrender to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna? The all powerful personality of Godhead, Mukti, or liberation from the law of material nature, is sought by the leaders of mankind in different ways and with great plans and perseverance for a great many years and births. But if that liberation is possible by simply surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then why don't these intelligent and hardworking leaders adapt his simple method? This simple method. The
Very
Gita.
nice. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You want me to read the second paragraph, Prabhuji?
Please read, Mataji.
The Gita answered this question very frankly. Those really learned leaders of society like Brahma, Shiva, Kapila, the Kumaras, Manu, Vyasa, Devala, Asita, Janaka, Prahalada, Bali, and later on Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Sri Chaitanya, and many others who are faithful philosophers, politicians, educators, scientists, etc., surrender to the lotus feet of the Supreme Person, the all powerful authority. Those who are not actually philosophers, scientists, educators, administrators, etc., but who pose themselves in as such for material gain, do not accept the plan or path of the Supreme Lord. They have no idea of God. They simply manufacture their own worldly plans and consequently complicate the problems of material existence in their vain attempts to solve them. Because material energy is so powerful, it can resist the unauthorized plans of the atheists and baffle the knowledge of planning commissions. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Very good. So, devotees, since this is somewhat a longer purport, there's quite a few things to digest, right? Why not we go each two paragraph? Let us discuss a little bit. Otherwise, we may lose track of some of the important elements Srila Prabhupada is trying to here explain us, right? So, Mataji, would you like to say something on this two paragraphs? I mean, your thoughts?
Prabhuji, in this, one point stood out to me that whether we are great educated people or philosophers or scientists or businessmen, nothing is permanent, but except that we have to surrender to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gives us mukti or liberation, and from this material world. So always we have to chant out the holy name and think of him. And in this aspect, when we surrender to him, all the other things are immaterial. That's what I understood, Prabhuji.
Very nice,
Thank you, sir.
Mataji.
Thank
Very nice. I mean, that kind of sums up the two paragraphs. Devotees, any more thoughts on the first two paragraph or even the translation itself? Shalini Mataji, Krishna Mataji, any thoughts? What Krishna is saying in these two paragraphs?
Sure, Prabhuji. So what I'm understanding from
Let us do one thing, devotees. It may be easy for discussion purpose. Okay. So here Krishna is saying duṣkṛtino, meaning we know sukṛtino, meaning pious. Duṣkṛtino means impious. Here it is called as miscreants. Krishna is saying these four categories, and who comes under the duṣkṛtino? Who are the four categories? The mūḍhāḥ, okay? Foolish people. They don't surrender. Then narādhamāḥ, lowest among mankind, they don't surrender. Then the third category, who are completely consumed by the illusionary energy, completely stolen. Then the fourth category is demoniac. They are, they don't think anything positive. They want to hurt everybody. So these four categories is what Krishna is saying. They will not be able to understand Krishna, or they will not surrender also. They will not surrender. So let's understand these four categories and let us discuss based on these two paragraphs. Then we can keep on going, Because here Srila Prabhupada is talking about normally the mūḍhās, who don't want to understand, even though with their education. But please go ahead. Anybody want to? Krishna Mataji, go ahead. Or Shalini Mataji.
Prabhuji, what I understood from reading these two paragraphs is that Prabhupada is mainly saying that people who are really they stand for what they say, and they are really like good people, and truly learned leaders of the society, Brahma, Shiva, Kapila. They have all surrendered onto the lotus feet of Krishna. But those who act like they are leaders, but they are not true leaders, they are just there for the gain. Those people who are atheist, they will not surrender, and they will falsely create, try to pretend to solve the world's problems, but in fact, they will be creating more problems for everyone. That is my understanding, Prabhuji, from these paragraphs. Hare Krishna.
Yes, very good, Mataji. That's a good understanding. See here, Srila Prabhupada is saying these are all our spiritual leaders. Brahma, Shiva, Kapila, Kumaras, Manu, Vyasa. Can somebody even write literature and Vedas like Vedavyas? Is it even possible? Even with the modern, all the technology and the artificial intelligence, The name itself is artificial intelligence. It's not real, right? So, but who can really write something like Vedavyas? So many things, all the Vedas, the Upanishad, Mahabharata, Ramayana. How is it even possible, right? They are all the spiritual scientists. They are all the, they come and tell us what it was. But the modern, the so-called intelligent people, they don't understand Krishna. I think Bhaswati Mataji wants to say something. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice discussion, Prabhu. I just would like to add that demon means who envy Krishna, who has no faith for Krishna, and they want to enjoy themselves and they prove themselves that they are the superior. So that's why Prabhupada is, the sloka is saying 4 categories. One of them is demoniac. And who are demoniac? They are actually atheists. They don't believe, they don't accept Krishna as a supreme Lord. And that's what Prabhupada is explaining in this purport. And that's why they are mūḍhāḥ. They are fool people. So here, as Mataji Prabhuji, you all says that's why Prabhupada in the translation says they're the lowest in mankind, because Prabhupada always says like the life of dog hawks, he used to call to those people who are just working to get money, to get position, and in the society, who wants to enjoy without Krishna, without knowing about Krishna. So those are the dogs, hogs. Their lives are just dogs and hogs. That's Prabhupada says in many lectures. So here also in this purport, it's reflecting. And in the second paragraph, as you already mentioned, about all the authorities, all acharyas, Mahaprabhu himself, who came as the incarnation of Radharani and Krishna together to teach us what is called Krishna Prema. So they all shows the examples of how to love Krishna, how to obey Krishna, and how to keep Krishna in the center of the life for a successful. And those people are actually who are the devotees of Lord Krishna, are the real intelligent and most successful persons in this world, compared to the so-called established high-profile people who do not have Krishna in their life. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Absolutely. If you know Krishna and if you don't know many other things, you are still considered as the most intelligent person. But if you know many, many things, but you do not understand, or if you do not know Krishna, you will be only a mūḍhāḥ. So, as Bhaswati Mataji was saying, there are 4 categories here. These 4 categories can be analyzed by alone. mūḍhāḥ is one category. And they can be also analyzed as a collective. The foolish will become a demonic also because he doesn't have good thing. Srila Prabhupada has mentioned many times, mūḍhāḥ, a foolish person, is like a donkey. Because think about the life of a donkey. Its entire life for a little bit of grass. It works like, why are you working like a donkey? Right? That's what they ask. It is slogging all day and night, and all it gets is a little bit of grass. And if you look at this modern world, contemporary world, actually that is what is happening. We are all traveling so much, especially if you are living in a much bigger city like Northeast. You go from one city, you live in one city, you work in another city. To go there itself will take 2-3 hours. Has anyone got experience going to downtown in New York, crossing that Lincoln Bridge? Anyone got experience?
Yeah, I've been there.
How many hours, Prabhu?
Well, it depends. If there's a lot of traffic backup, then it will take some time. It can take hours.
Yeah, it can take hours also. And then this is just one way. You are living in one of the suburbs, let's say New Jersey, or, and then you have to go to work downtown. and you're spending so much time. It is not to criticize people who are working. I have done the same thing in my, mūḍhāḥ. I'm still a mūḍhāḥ, but my peak of mūḍhāḥ, I used to do the same thing. I used to travel many, many miles just to be in my, take care of my practice and things like that. But the thing is that the mūḍhās become so engrossed in the mundane activities, material activities, they don't have time to think about Krishna at all. They don't have time. They are overwhelmed with daily activities. Because if you're 18 hours, 20 hours is completely engrossed in just, taking care of your 2 days food, some money, where will you have time to think about Krishna? Chanakya Pandit said that one of the best spiritual life live that if you really don't have to travel for work. You wanted to say something, Prabhu?
No, I just wanted to add to that, I know of people who live in Connecticut because you can have a nice home in suburban place, a nice big house, and they work on Wall Street. So then they have to catch a train. First to go to the train station, catch a train, go to, I forget the name of the station. But anyway, go downtown there and then go to the place of work. So that alone takes them about 2 to 3 hours each way. So you can see how much time is already gone just to travel and come back and lead have a nice home in the suburbs. So that's what life is all about.
Yeah, Prabhu. If you're an expert sleeper, some people sleep, 2 hours, but you have to have expertise in how to sleep in a moving, crowded train. And myself, born and raised in Calcutta, I can sleep even standing because that is the way you have to travel in Calcutta. A small minibus and jam-packed. Outside the minibus, it would have written only 32 people. There will be at least maybe 100 people inside the minibus. And but especially in a place like Calcutta, those times, I'm talking about 40 years back, maybe 30 years back. To travel like maybe 5-6 miles, it used to take like 90 minutes minimum. Traffic, Anyhow, these are all the material things that we experience on a daily basis, and we don't have time. If you go and talk about anybody outside today at this moment on a Monday evening, hey, shall we discuss about Bhagavad Gita? 99.99% of the people will say, I don't have time. That's what they would say. They won't even fall into the category of āsuraṁ or Maya or anything like that. They don't have time, simply, So I think they all fall into the category of mūḍhāḥ because at some point of time, we have to think what is going on, what is the purpose of who am I, what is the purpose of this life, what is this condition, and is this what I'm meant for? Just come, slog it out, eat twice, maintain some family, maybe if you're lucky, fortunate, buy a house, have some name in the society. So that is one category. And then here Srila Prabhupada is also talking about the lowest among the mankind, narādhamāḥ. Meaning, Nara is meaning the living entities. So who are these people? Devotees, do we know how many types of human beings are there? It is said 400,000 types of human beings. Many. And Krishna is saying the lowest among such, they will never be able to, because they are by their condition, even though they are human beings, they are not even by the circumstances, by the way they are, maybe it could be the family they are born, it could be the state they are born, the city they are born. We see that some countries, some state, there is really no opportunity to understand God. There is no way, there is no mechanism, right? It's not their fault, but it is the way, karma and everything, comes into picture, right? And then Maya is the illusionary energy. Many of us, even myself, I'm still, attached to some of the material elements. And that is part of the Krishna's illusionary energy. He has already said it's very, very strong. The only way, surrendering. So that is what we are trying to do. More and more you surrender, the illusionary energy will go away. Devotees, in physics, it is said that there is nothing called darkness. There is really nothing. It is only the absence of light is called darkness. So if Krishna is there, all this thing will go away. So there is really nothing called illusionary energy. That is how all these great acharyas, they also came to material world, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, right? He is Krishna himself. But what did he do? He did not get, Ramanujacharya, one of the acharyas, Madhvacharya, right? He also came to this material world. But they have understood Madhvacharya. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is different. He's Krishna himself, comes as a devotee in the mood of Srimati Radharani. But we can take Madhvacharya, maybe Janaka. They are all, Nitya Siddhya. They just come here to preach us, to rekindle our originality. That's their main job. What is our originality? To learn more about Krishna, surrender to Krishna. Praadyante. That is our full-time, that should be our ultimate goal. How can I surrender to Krishna? So devotees, let us read the next two. Any questions on these two paragraphs, devotees? Okay, let's go to the next two paragraphs. Who can read, devotee? Maybe Krishna Mataji, you haven't spoken, so you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. The aesthetic plan makers are described herein by the word duṣkṛtino or miscreants. Kriti means one who has performed meritorious work. The atheist plan maker is sometimes very intelligent and meritorious also, because any gigantic plans, good or bad, must take intelligence to execute. But because the atheist brain is improperly utilized in opposing the plan of the Supreme Lord, the atheistic plan maker is called duṣkṛt, which indicates his intelligence and efforts are misdirected. In the Gita, it is clearly mentioned that material energy works fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. It has no independent authority. It works as the shadow moves in accordance with the movement of the object. But still, material energy is very powerful, and the atheist, due to his godless temperament, cannot know how it works, nor can he know the plan of the Supreme Lord. Under illusion and the modes of passion and ignorance, all his plans are baffled, as in the case of Hiranyakashipu and Ravana, whose plans were smashed to dust, although they were both materially learned as scientists, philosophers, administrators, and educators. These duṣkṛtans or miscreants are of 4 different patterns as outlined below. First, the mūḍhāḥs are those who are grossly foolish, like hard-working beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves and so do not want to part with them for the Supreme. The typical example of the beast of burden is the ass. This humble beast is made to work very hard by his master. The ass does not really know for whom he works so hard day and night. He remains satisfied by filling his stomach with bundle of grass, sleeping for a while under fear of being beaten by his master, and satisfying his sex appetite at the risk of being repeatedly kicked by the opposite party. The ass sings poetry and philosophy sometimes, but this braying sound only disturb others. This is the position of foolish fruitive workers who does not know for whom he should work. He does not know that karma, action, is meant for yagna, sacrifice.
Very good, Mataji. Very nice reading. Anything you want to say about the mūḍhāḥ, Mataji? Now, Srila Prabhupada is going to explain whatever we were briefly discussing one by one. First, he's talking with the mūḍhāḥ. Next, he will talk about the narādhamāḥ. So, you want to say anything about this one, Mataji, the mūḍhāḥ?
Not really, Prabhuji. It's just Prabhupada is giving an example of donkey that people who are totally into material things, they don't know what they're doing, but they're just doing it by the fear of something. And just they are working hard to fulfill their stomach, but they don't know their actual goal. I think this is what it sums up what Prabhupada is trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, Mataji. And Srila Prabhupada very nicely, he adds here, he does not know, actually it is just not donkey. It is, most of us, at least people like me, because we work so hard that we do not understand karma, which is action, is meant for sacrifice, yajna. And who is that to sacrifice? We sacrifice all the time, 24/7, to our family, to our employer, to our neighbor, to this guy, that guy. But we are very hesitant to do sacrifice for Krishna. Once it comes to Krishna, we say, oh, no. Krishna will, someday he will give me the right strength. But today I don't have time or I don't have the strength to sacrifice anything. Please forgive me. That's what they would say. But if you look at it, every moment we are sacrificing something. Either we are sacrificing our time, our intelligence, our strength to somebody all the time. And is that giving us happiness? Not at all. So the donkey doesn't understand this. So like that, the human beings have much better consciousness. We are given an opportunity to understand that everything is meant for Krishna. For devotees, why not we read the next paragraph? Who can read? Or maybe Mataji, you can read the next paragraph, finish the mūḍhāḥ, then we can go to narādhamāḥ.
Okay, Prabhuji. Most often, those who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties say that they have no time to hear of the immortality of the living being. To such mūḍhāḥs, material gains, which are destructible, are lives all in all, despite the fact that the mūḍhāḥs enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of labor. Sometimes they spend sleepless days and nights for fruitive gains, and although they may have ulcers or indigestions, they are satisfied with practically no food. They are simply absorbed in working hard day and night for the benefit of illusory masters. Ignorant of the real master, the foolish workers waste their valuable time serving mammon. Unfortunately, they never surrender to the supreme master of all masters, nor do they take time to hear of him from the proper sources. The swine who eats the night soil do not care to accept sweet meats made of sugar and ghee. Similarly, the foolish worker will untiringly continue to hear of the sense enjoyable tidings of the flickering mundane world, but will have very little time to hear about the eternal living force that moves the material world.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you for the reading. Devotees, let us pour in some thoughts here. Pavan Prabhu, Namananda Prabhuji is here. He's one of our very senior devotees. Why don't we share some thoughts, devotees? Pavan Prabhu, Namananda Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji, like what this purport is saying is people work extremely hard. Like the donkey is just an example. It's just an example, and every one of us is working like that for no end. Like there is no end to it. There is no end to the greed. There is no end to how much we want to do. There is no end to how much Maya we want, whether it is for our children or for ourselves or to just show off. Like it's just the entire, like whatever the reason may be, and the person is just non-stop working without giving any time to Krishna and without any understanding that where the time should be given, and every time procrastinating that I am busy now doing other stuff, I am busy now doing other stuff, and not having time to just even listen about Krishna, forget about doing sacrifices towards Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhuji. That was a very nice explanation. Yeah, very good, Prabhu. Haribol.
And just as an example, Prabhuji, just this last weekend, I had traveled to one of my friends' like function, some event in their house, and like the just the all the conversations by everybody was just about how big of a house they have, what is this, what is how much you have spent for this, what is the cost of this, what is the quality. It's just basically all conversations among people who have enough money for 3 generations and still thinking, oh, this is slightly bigger than what I have, or this is slightly more than what I have. It's just they are stuck so much in Maya. Now, when we start this path, and even I am at 1% in this path, I'm already able to see how I should not be and how I should not be doing it.
Amazing realization, Pavan Prabhuji. This is a great realization. Yeah. Once that is what it is. A person has to know what is the point of all doing all this thing. That doesn't mean education, you should not do education. That doesn't mean you should not work. We have to do everything. But up to what point, and how we can think about Krishna and work. In this war, at this moment, Arjuna is listening to all this thing. Not even one time Krishna would say, you quit. Just go and, relax for some time. This is too much of agony for you. He's never saying that. He's saying, you first completely clarify your mind, clean up your mind, come to like a yogi, start thinking like that. And then you will get all the strength and I will support you once if you get into that. But we are not willing to do that. We don't want to take up Krishna, or we don't want to know what is God. God realization, we are not interested because we are so much engrossed in the material world. Like you mentioned, all the so-called social activities, comparison, mundane discussions, gossip, talking about movie stars, talking about political leaders, and we don't have anything to do with any of these people. They are not going to show us Krishna. Krishna is the only ultimate savior for all problems. Very good, Prabhu. Very nice. We are very, honored that and very happy that you are able to join on a very regular basis. Haribol, Prabhu.
Haribol, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for all the knowledge everybody is sharing in this group. Thank you very much.
Namananda Prabhu, any thoughts, Prabhu? And our Subal Prabhu is also here.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, everyone. Wonderful discussion, Prabhuji. I just wanna add something quick, Prabhuji. Like here, it was showing like Prabhupada wonderful written that they have no time to hear about the immortality of living being. Like I was hearing a lecture from Keshav Swami Maharaj, Swami Bhagavan Keshav Swami Maharaj, he is one of the top book distributor in UK. He was sharing like sometimes in the morning they go for book distribution and people are so busy walking like near the London Bridge, so busy walking, like they were trying to show, like they were asking like, can I show you this book, like having like Bhagavad Gita in hand. People say they don't have time. Then say like, can I at least say something about this book? They're saying I don't have time. Then they're saying like, okay, can I give you a little Krishna Prasad? They say, I don't have time. Then Maharaj was telling, like, then I was telling, okay, then have a good day. Or like have a good time. I was saying, I don't have time to have a good day. I don't have time to good. That's how like, but they always like forget everything, that everything belongs to Krishna and Krishna can snatch it away right away if Krishna wants. And Krishna, like we are moving so fast, forgetting everything, that everything belongs to Krishna. Whatever I have, that's the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rakeke. This is a very prominent and very commonly used phrase by Srila Prabhupada, which means Rake Krishna Marake, meaning if Krishna wants to protect something, nobody can damage that. If he wants to protect your wealth, your strength, because he is the source, he can always protect you. You know, that is what he's going to do it with Arjuna. Without his, Krishna's blessing, Pandavas, there was no chance Pandavas could have won the war. There are at least, they are saying 26 situations where Krishna directly involved, even though he had told that he will not lift the weapon, he indirectly helped the Pandavas. Otherwise, without that, there was no way Pandavas would have won. That's the situation, Prabhu. One time, Srila Prabhupada asked the disciples after the book distribution him, what is happening? How is the book distribution going? What are the feedback from the book distribution? So the disciples said, oh, Prabhupada, it seems like everybody is happy in this life. So Prabhupada said that nobody can be happy in this material life. They are mūḍhāḥ. That is what he said actually. This word mūḍhāḥ, he used that. If somebody thinks that they're going to be happy in this material world, they don't know what is real happiness. That's the problem. But good point, Prabhuji. So, devotees, the time is 8:55 now. Maybe I would recommend we read the remainder of the purport also tomorrow. We should read the purport. It's all very nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada. Why not we just read this, finish this paragraph? Who would like to read this, devotees, this paragraph? And then tomorrow we can go to the next, the other three categories.
I can read, Prabhuji, if anyone.
Please. Yeah.
Most often, those who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties say that they have no time to hear of the immortality of the living being. To such mūras, material gains, which are destructible, are lives all in all, despite the fact that the mūras enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of labor. Sometimes they spend sleepless days and nights for fruitive gain, and although they may have ulcers or indigestion. Did we read, Prabhuji, this already?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe, yeah. I think we did.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Another. Yes.
Why don't you read the narādhamāḥ?
Yeah, another class of duṣkṛtino or miscreant is called the narādhamāḥ, or the lowest of mankind. Nara means human being and adhama means the lowest. Out of the 8.4 million different species of living beings, there are 400,000 human species. Out of this, there are numerous lower forms of human life that are mostly uncivilized. The civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political, and religious life. Those who are socially, politically developed, but who have no religious principles must be considered narādhamās, nor is religion without God religion, because the purpose of following religious principles is to know the supreme truth of man's relation with him. In the Gita, the personality of Godhead clearly states that there is no authority above him and that he is the supreme truth. The civilized form of human life is meant for man's reviving the lost consciousness of his eternal relation with the supreme truth. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who is all-powerful. Whoever loses this chance is classified as a narādhamāḥ. We get information from revealed scriptures that when the baby is in the mother's womb, an extremely uncomfortable situation, he prays to God for deliverance and promises to worship him alone as soon as he gets out. To pray to God when he is in difficulty is a natural instinct in every living being because he is eternally related with God. But after his deliverance, the child forgets the difficulties of birth and forgets his deliverer, also being influenced by Maya, the illusory energy. So, Prabhu, let's stop here.
Maybe we can take a pause here, Mataji.
Yes.
And, anything you want to say, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So Prabhupada is clearly saying about the category. He's categorizing those people who has no God consciousness or Krishna consciousness, and they are the lowest among the mankind. So in the mankind also, Prabhupada is categorizing them that they are the lower because they do not have consciousness of Krishna. Without Krishna consciousness, the life is just it's not at all human life. Maybe someone born as a human, but they do not have any difference between animal and human, because if they do not have the right intelligence about knowing Krishna, the Supreme, then they born as a human is just waste. So, but in this material world, there is 8.4 million species, and among them, only 400,000, as you mentioned, Prabhuji, is human beings, living entities. And so that's why it is very important for all of us to take the advantage of this human life to get the love for Krishna and to know Krishna and be a devotee of Krishna. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Yeah. See, devotees, it's already 9. We'll just take a couple more minutes and we'll conclude. So here, there is a difference between mūḍhāḥ and narādhamāḥ. Because the mūḍhāḥ are just foolish people. The narādhamāḥ are not really foolish. They are socially and politically developed. They are using some brain in the material world. Mūḍhāḥ don't even use. They don't even have time. They don't even know that the brain is to be used. But narādhamāḥ are not. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's explanation. Each word is kind of explaining the different categories. If you really analyze more, we'll come to know, yes, there are so many different categories of people. So these are categories of people who are socially and politically developed. They may be great leaders socially. They may be politically, they may be leading a country. But they don't have religious principle. So that is why Srila Prabhupada is nicely explaining the civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political, and religious. If you do not have religious, you will be a narādhamāḥ. Even though you are socially and politically very advanced, very successful. So we have to keep that in mind. They are not mūḍhāḥ. They are intelligent, but their intelligence is, is not, it's almost contaminated, corrupted, because they are not understanding. They don't want to. They can. mūḍhāḥ, they don't even have the ability to even try. These people can easily try because they are already utilizing their brain and their strength, understanding all the social aspect, the political aspect of it, but not the religious principle. It's a deliberate ignorance. So Krishna is saying they are the lowest of the mankind. When you have been given a talent and you deliberately ignoring that, that is considered narādhamāḥ. Devotees, time is, it's almost like 9:04. Any final thoughts, comment, devotees? We can continue again tomorrow. There are at least 2 more categories. We have to know all this and we can contemplate what exactly Krishna is saying. Believe me, when we think about this more, it will make more sense. Everything will be much more clear in them.
Yeah, I'll just add one small thing. So the mūḍhās, they don't have any spiritual gain and they don't have material gain either. They're slogging like hell. And the narādhamāḥs, they don't have spiritual gain, but they have material gain. So that's one of the differences.
Very well said, Prabhuji. Very well said. Yeah. The mūḍhās, they're not successful in material, and obviously they don't have time to understand the spiritual. So it's a lose-lose situation, right? The narādhamāḥs are slightly better, but still the outcome is still not good. It's not positive. They have gained some materially, they have gained some success. But since Krishna is not there, it is not really a success. But that's good, Prabhu. Good. Devotees, shall we conclude here? And again, we'll meet tomorrow. Unless you have some final thought that would be very relevant for today's discussion. Okay, devotees, we'll conclude here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
namo namah.
ISKCON Tampa Sankirtana ki jai.
Jai.
Bhagavad Gita study session ki jai.
Jai.
Today we did not get an opportunity to hear from Subal Prabhu, but I'm very sure tomorrow we will be able to hear it.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Sridham Prabhu ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.